1097 and 14 will be 1097 at the residence. Contact RB. Alright, so we found him, but he doesn't seem very happy with you. Do you have a contact number for his brother?
I have power of attorney.
That's cool. I asked you if you had contact number for his brother. I didn't ask if you had power of attorney.
I do, but his brother's out of state, and his brothers haven't been answering in years.
Okay. Do you
I've
have
taken
it?
care of him.
Do you have a
He's
number
not
for?
in the
Do
right
you
place.
have a number for the brother?
I do.
Okay.
But again, they're out of state, and I've already told you.
Would you be able to provide that number? We understand
I
that.
have power of attorney over his legal and medical.
Do you have proof?
He's not in a position.
Do you have proof of the power of attorney? If you would get that, then.
Yes, I do.
I didn't copy that last traffic.
It was Tango units and east covering each other. East were mountains. Who are you? Are you related to girlfriend? Good talk.
Negative, you got stepped on. Negative, you got stepped on. Are you Daniel?
No, that's...
Negative, I got a mute and females being uncooperative.
Apparently you're being uncooperative.
I'm not being uncooperative.
Yes.
I have power of attorney. No,
That's
I'm
cool.
not being uncooperative. I have power of attorney. I've already said that when he gets in these episodes, he's not in a position to make legal, sound decisions for his health, safety, and well-being. And every time he's been in your care, he's ended up injured and denied a standard of care. He's represented by attorneys, as am I. That is a legal, enforceable document. I've had power of attorney for over
Negative,
2
refusal.
years. It's well documented that this is how he behaves, and he's just in one of his episodes. I have all the video before he got into an episode and during his episode to show that this is him. This is nobody else. I'm his legal caretaker. I'm his in-home supportive services caretaker. I provide supervisorial care for him.
Do you have an ID so I can verify this is your name? Okay. Do you know what medical conditions he has?
Yes, he has numerous.
Well, which ones?
Well, let's start with a traumatic brain injury, post-concussion syndrome, panic, anxiety, Alzheimer's, early onset of dementia. He suffered a double stroke almost a year ago to this day. And at that time it was discovered that he had bacterial meningitis, which explained a lot of his neurological behaviors, which were very similar to how he's behaving now. He also had an active brain bleed, and he has another neurological disorder that basically short circuits his thinking and causes him to have seizures and temporary lapses in judgment and memory.
Okay, he's being diagnosed with all this.
Yes,
too,
he
at a
has,
hospital?
and I have all those
Okay.
medical records.
How often does an episode like this happen where he gets into an argument or storms?
Well, it depends. I keep very detailed logs. I've been keeping logs for...
If you just had to estimate how often something like this happens, where he has an episode or goes off and does something.
Well, again, it depends what he's triggered by. He was
Okay.
triggered yesterday by an incident down in San Diego. So his episode actually started yesterday.
And
Then
today
he
is when
snapped
hit the
out of
pushing
it.
point.
Then he snapped out of it. This morning he woke up.
Would it be fair to say it happens every so often, like every few months or so?
It would probably be fair to say that, yes. As a matter
Okay.
of fact, he was missing about a month and a half ago.
And I do have
down
to
in
ask,
Bakersfield.
because apparently he was alleging that you did have a firearm and pointed a firearm at him at some point.
That's an absolute lie, and again, you have to take what Charles says with a grain of salt.
We understand
Again,
that, especially
I'm
because he has
represented
the
by an
issues.
attorney, and so is Charles.
Okay.
And again, I have all of the video from his entire episode this evening.
Oh, this is from earlier?
Oh, yes.
We'll be able to take a look at that, so I can just squash that right out.
Oh, well, I would
alleging
need to
that.
contact his lawyers to see if they would be agreeable
We're not
to...
trying to press any
to
charges
me.
or anything.
Well, I wouldn't be worried about it anyway because I didn't break any laws. I'm his in-home supportive services
Okay.
caretaker. I
So
have power
just
of
to-
attorney
just to
as a
confirm
legal
real quick
medical.
That you committed a felony.
And
So-
again, he's not in his right mind. He's been deemed incompetent
couple.
by a court of law on 2 occasions, and he's represented by an attorney, and he is not in any position to make that sort of allegation.
Okay.
And it
No
is
one's-
false,
look,
and it
all
is
we're saying is
defamatory.
This is what he's saying,
Okay, and again, I'm telling you,
and it's our job to investigate stuff
and
like this. That's why we're
that's
asking
all
those
well and
questions.
good, but as long as you play into the mental illness of somebody like Charles, we're not gonna get anywhere. I would like for him to be returned.
Hey, senior. So what are we trying to do here? She's